Hello learners, welcome to today's lesson. This is Form 2 Mathematics under the applications of logarithms. This is lesson 2. A student is supposed to use mathematical tables to evaluate. We have 291 times 681. You divide by 372. We said anytime you are given a question like this, and you are supposed to use mathematical tables to evaluate, you simply draw a table having 3 columns. That is, the first column is for the number, the second one is for standard form, and the third one is for the logarithm. So we begin with the numerators first, where we have 291. That is our first number. Then this number in standard form is going to be 2.91 times 10 power 2, since we have moved the decimal point 2 times. Then now when reading the logarithm of 2.91, we begin with the power of 10, which is 2 point. Then you go to the logarithm of tables to base 10, you read off 2.9, then you go to 1. If you go to the mathematical table under logarithm of numbers to base 10, we have 2.9, and if you look at 2.9, we have it here. 2.9 is here. You go and read the column where we have 1, and if you look at where we have 1 up there, you come down to where we have 2.9, and where we have 2.9, the figure we have here is 4639. Then you come and write it here as 4639. You can confirm that is 4639. Then we go to the second. The second number we have is 681. Then you come here, you write this number in standard form. It's going to be 6.81 times 10 power 2. We begin with 2 points, that is the power, then point. You go to the mathematical table, you read off 6.8, then you go to 1. 6.8 is on the other page, it's not here. So we turn to the next page where we have 6.8. 6.8 is here. Then we go and read the figure there. The figure there is 1, so 6.8. 6.8, then we go and read 1. 1 is here, so we are going to have 8331. That is what you come and write here. 8. The figure we have here is 8331. 8331. Since the numerators are connected by a multiplication, under logarithms we are supposed to add the 2. So if you add these 2, we are going to have 9 plus 1 is 10, 0 carry 1. This is 6 plus 1 is 7. Then we have here is 9. We have 4 plus 8, which is 12, 2 carry 1. Then of course 2 plus 2 is 4, plus 5 plus 1 we get 5. So we have already done the numerator side. We can call it A. Then now we go to the denominator, and the denominator here has 372. We come and write it here, 372. Then this 372 in standard form will be 3.72. We multiply by 10 power 2, since we have moved the decimal point 2 times. So in this case we are going to begin with 2 points, then we go to 3.7. we go to where it is a text with 2, then we read off the logarithm of that number. So if you go back to the first page where we have 3.7, you go to the column headed X. Then of course you come down to where we have 3.7. 3.7 is here. Then you go to the next column where we have 2. If you look at our table, where we have 2 up there is actually the figure we have here is 5705. 5705 is what you are going to read, and 5705 is what you bring here. Since we only have one number in the denominator, we are going to subtract the two since the numerator and the denominator are connected by the division. So in this case, if we subtract the 2, that is assuming this is our b, we subtract the 2, we are going to have 0 minus 5. Of course, we borrow 1 from here, so that we have 10. 10 minus 5 is 5. We remained with 6 here, minus 0 is 6. Then 9 minus 7 is 2. Then we have 2 minus 5. Of course, it's impossible. We borrow 1 from here, we put it here, it becomes 12. 12 minus 5, you get 7. Then of course we remained with 4 here. 4 minus 2, we are going to have 2. So when you subtract the numerators and the denominator, we are going to have 2.7265. After we have gotten this value here, we are supposed to read the antilog of this number here. So to read off the antilog, we take 10, we raise it to the characteristic, that is the decimal, the whole number part, that is 10 power 2, this one. Then we multiply by the antilog. If you go to the anti-logarithm of tables, all the numbers begin with a point, so you go to 72, that is 0.72. Then we move to where we have 6 first. The antilogs, we have them here. If you come down, we have the anti-logarithm of table of numbers to base 10, of course. If you come down, you realize this is 49, and therefore, since we are reading off the antilog of 0.72, we have to go to where we have 0.72. If you come to where we have 0.72, this is where we have 0.72, the next value we are supposed to read is 6. So if you come to 0.72, then you go to where we have 6. 6 is 5.321. We have 5.3, that is 5.321. Then of course we are supposed to go along this line to where we have 5. So if you go to 0.72, we have already read where we have 6. Then we go along this line to the additional column here, so that we can read off 5. And in this case, 5 coincides with 6. You come and add your 6 here, so that we have 7, 2, 3, 5. So we are going to have 5.5.327. Then if you go back here, we are going to have, meaning this is the antilog of 0.7265. Then now we come and multiply it with 10 squared. 10 squared means 100. So 100 times 5.327, the decimal point moves 2 times, so that we are going to have 532.7, and this is the answer to this question. And we said if you want to know that you are correct, you can always bring the calculator, then you feed in that information the way it is. That is to say, you can use a calculator to confirm by pressing 291. We multiply by 681. Then of course we get the answer, divide by 372, and you realize we have 532.7, which is exactly what we have in our working when we use tables. So if you have a question regarding this topic, You can go to the comment section, you send your questions, we shall be glad to address them accordingly. Otherwise, thank you for watching and welcome.